Oh, geez, what smells?
Well, that stinks.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Blue Cheese. And I am your host, Paul A. Presenza, otherwise known as the Moo Cow. And I am joined by...
Jonathan A. Moody.
Yay. And today the two of us are joined by...
Joe Turek.
All right, welcome Joe. And today, here on Blue Cheese, we the show where we pair up stinky movies on Blu-ray with cheesy snacks. Our cheesy movie is going to be...
Nightmare Sisters.
Yay.
Joe picked it, actually.
So blame him.
So blame him for this movie.
And our cheesy snack is going to be...
You hold it up, yours. And it's Sargento string cheese.
Yay, everybody loves a good cheese, stringy cheese snack. So, there you go. We're off to see the movie.
And we've got pizza as well.
We got cheesy pizza too.
Yeah, but that's just dinner.
So, we're off to see the movie, and we will be back, and we will talk about this particular movie. So, we'll be right back. Okay, guys, we are back. And I think there's some kind of big storm going on, so if you hear some thunder...
or see some lightning.
There you go.
There you go.
So, what did you guys think of the movie?
I mean, it was terrible. But in a fun way. Like, it was very fun and cheesy. That's exactly...
Cheesy.
It's cheesy. Where's my cheese?
Like a cheesy snack.
You finished it
Oh,
already?
there it is.
Super cheesy.
No,
Dave Dakota, I mean, we know you, sir. You do all kinds of cheesy stuff, especially classic 80s movie like this. You are the cheese whiz, my friend.
Cheese whiz. You're the cheese master.
Absolutely.
Master of cheese.
Mm.
So you're thinking there might be another one of his films somewhere along the way, maybe on this.
I'm sure.
I don't know if Slave Girls was... No, I don't think that was David Dakota.
No, I don't think so either.
But we already did Slave Girls, which was From Beyond Infinity, which was a Briggs Stevens movie. Linnea Quigley and Michelle Bauer do not believe her in that movie. But
No. But I'll tell you what, seeing them in this film and how young they were, my goodness, it really took me back to those days. I mean, 1986, that was college for me. My goodness. And
it looked like college for them, too.
Yeah, I know. They looked so young and adorable. They were so, even when they were all nerded out. You know, I was telling these guys, I'm like, you know, obviously they're almost always, you know, sex bombs and are always looking really, really sexy and everything. But I swear, Linnea Quigley and Michelle Bauer and especially Briggs Stevens looked absolutely adorable as nerds. I really loved them. And they were so cute.
Yeah, which is so funny because like a lot of times girls don't look cute at all, you know. But you can tell these girls don't normally look like nerds, you know. But
they lived it up too, playing it.
Yeah,
they did.
It was
And
fun.
you know, for all the fact that they're hired because they're sexy and all that kind of stuff, you know, these girls don't get the credit they deserve for their acting skills. They were really, really good in this film, I thought.
I think a lot of girls who are just generally viewed as sexy and kind of put into those
Scream queen.
sexy roles or whatever, they love to look ugly or not attractive as well,
Right.
because it gives them a chance to play a different character.
And Linnea Quigley actually did the singing and the one song, the Hollywood Santa Monica Boulevard song. It was Linnea Quigley and the Skirts. Or
Yeah, the Skirts. Yeah.
They were great.
And it wouldn't surprise me that that's exactly why she ended up going to Hollywood in the first place, was perhaps to do a singing career. I think I mentioned, I remember back in the day seeing her in a couple of music videos, and you know, David Dakota did put a sort of extended music video piece in there
For her.
for her to take advantage of the fact. So that was pretty cool.
It was a good 4 minutes. I mean, it played the whole song.
Pretty much.
It played the whole song, and it was cool. It looked like a music video. You know, she randomly had the guitar.
Very 80s classic video.
And I think that's sort of why when I was looking at stuff, this is the one that I chose that had that 80s feel to it. And,
Oh yeah.
And it just sort of fit.
Just Jen might have liked it, but might not have liked
well,
it.
there was an awful lot of boobage going on.
Yeah.
There's a good 15, 20 minutes that it's
them topless.
Extended.
Like even if it wasn't even if they put clothes on for a second, the clothes came back off.
And bottomless too, especially when they were in the tub, rub-a-dub-dubbing with each other.
I know.
My goodness.
That really small
So,
tub.
if you guys that only remember this film from the PG-rated TV version, you didn't see this film. You only saw a portion of this
Yeah,
film.
there's supposedly a USA version where they're like jumping around on a bed or something, which I guess is also on there. But,
It might be on there.
Yeah, they said there's an alternate version.
The alternate version.
Yeah, it said there's a alternate feature-length TV version. So that's probably the USA Up All Night version without Rhonda Shear, hosting it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but if you watch that, you'll miss the three of them in a small bathtub with long takes.
Long takes. Extended takes.
Close-ups and
So we watched this Blu-ray of the movie, and it had a director's introduction with David Dakota talking about how he and the
writer?
Yeah, how they made the movie is they just basically decided to make this. I think they basically had the people around.
Right, they had them around. They had extra
because
film.
they just shot another movie together, so they're like, let's just go make this one. Kenneth J. Hall kind of wrote a script really fast.
That's a classic Roger Corman kind of thing to do.
Yeah, like was a Little Shop of Horrors type thing.
Right, and
4 days too, which
4
was
days, $40,000 I think, and some leftover ends from a slime ball or whatever the film was before it. They did, but
this was probably a little bit more fun than that one too, in my opinion. To me, I always thought that one was a little overrated.
What, Little Shop?
No. The Celebrity Slime Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the probably more known one.
It's the more known.
Yeah, and I have both. I have this and the other one, and honestly, yeah, I prefer Nightmare Sisters over watching that again.
It's different. It's fun. It's still stinky. It is a massive ball of stinky cheese. Don't get me wrong, but it was kind of done a little bit differently, and it was fun, and it was really a treasure seeing the Scream Queens, the trio of girls, doing something very, very different, and that was very cool.
Yeah.
I totally enjoyed that.
It was a cute movie. It was cute.
It does suffer from some of the things that you might expect, especially from the 80s and David Dakota. There's some scenes that just kind of drag on. The Dookie Fly Swatter stuff in the beginning dragged on.
I mean, it was great. I want to say
what
it was great.
Saying.
Great seeing him, but it was such a scene that would not have been made these days.
Especially with brown face.
Brown face, and he's
accent,
talking, an accent,
Middle
terrible, Indian accent.
I have a terribly exaggerated Indian accent. Yeah.
This is pre Simpsons too,
pre-Apu.
So I'm surprised.
They did. There was a lot of stuff that's dated that couldn't be done now. With the rebel flag,
Right.
the Confederate flag,
the homo jokes, but then we talked about this too because David Dakota is
openly gay,
and we wondered about we posited that perhaps because there were definitely some gay undertones in this particular film, is that maybe this was one way of sort of being himself or doing the things that he couldn't really do openly, or
But he also succumbed to the things that probably wasn't his normal the things he wanted to do, because I guarantee he did not want to throw in homosexual or phobic lines and it was very anti-gay at points.
Right. Although he was more than happy to have some shirtless guys in there and the pantsless guys in there.
Okay, first of all, it was the 80s, and so there was a lot of that. And then on B, it was that time period. Nobody was fraternities especially, and even nowadays they do homophobic things and say homophobic stuff. So it's not it was very true to that, which I liked.
Yeah.
You love the pants on that guy.
Yeah,
and
there was some loud 80s fashion that Just Jen would have loved. Yeah. But there was also some homages. I mean, we definitely saw some of Porky's in there. We definitely saw some of Revenge of the Nerds in there.
The beginning felt much like Revenge of the Nerds. Then it went Porky's. And then it went horror.
Yeah.
You know, so it felt like three different movies, maybe.
I don't know that horror ever really made
I don't know. When they turned into the succubuses, I don't know. That's kind of horrific.
So, yeah, just a very, very quick recap. There are these three adorable nerdy girls. They decide they need to have a party, so they invite these three nerdy guys to come over. And one of the nerdy girls, played by Briggs Stevens, has gotten herself a crystal ball. And they decide that they're going to use it. And so, because that's what you do when you have one. And the result is that the girls get possessed by the spirit of the succubus and turn into hot chicks, which the guys really love, but then they're like, hey, wait a second here. Something's wrong here. And then the hot homophobic sorority guys are now jealous, and so they kidnap the nerdy guys and replace them with themselves, only to get themselves destroyed.
Chomped and disintegrated.
Chomped and disintegrated because their sausages were bitten.
Yeah. Which they made a lot of jokes about, like, it was such, like, you know, the one guy's pretending to be they're saying he's a plumber, and she was like, oh, you can clean my pipes.
With your snake.
There's
a lot of throbbing python jokes.
Throbbing python of love.
Oh my God.
He was like, I gotta put that in a movie
How
somewhere.
can you even say that with a straight face?
I don't know, Michelle Bauer did.
They were really
I said,
funny.
if I ever put that in a movie, Michelle Bauer has to say it.
There you
so
go.
Michelle Bauer, if you're watching.
So in order to fix the situation, the guys find the Yellow Pages, which back in the day actually existed, and they call up, I forget his name, but basically if you've seen Hobgoblins, it's the old guy, the old night watchman from Hobgoblins playing the role, and he comes in and does an exorcism.
It's like Exorcist Perrin or something like that.
Yeah, it's so funny.
He accepted American Express.
Yes, he did. So definitely 80s.
There was a joke about the fact that why should we trust a guy who accepts American Express? And I'm like, really? Like,
didn't he say something like, he's like, I'm a priest, you little shit?
Right.
I'm not a father. I'm not a
father. Yeah, okay.
Because he calls him father. He's like, I'm not your father, you little shit. That was a great line.
So
there were some funny lines in the movie.
Yeah, there were some funny lines. There were some serious groaners as well.
I love the serious groaners.
And of course,
stuff.
you know, the sort of fake punk music was sort of the thing back in the 80s too, especially in a lot of these underground movies.
Like a lot of Ramones style stuff, you know.
But, you know, it was nice seeing it in Blu-ray. It looked really, really good. The sound was really, really good. It just, you know, the colors really popped.
I wouldn't say the sound was perfect.
No,
I mean, I don't know if it would have sounded better with, like, surround sound or something. But the problem that we had was Dookie Flyswatter's audio would go low. Yeah, it would go very low. We couldn't hear it.
Plus, between his awful fake teeth and awful fake accent, there were times when I just could not understand what he was saying.
But we did watch a little bit of the outtakes, and he would bust out saying, like, all of a sudden he would start, like, he would be like, he would say his line, and then he would say, hold on, can I do it again? In his normal voice. And I was just like, this is just awesome.
And then one time he was in accent and he asked for his line.
Yeah, he was like, how can you help you?
Yeah.
Oh, you can feed me a line.
Yeah, feed me a line, yeah.
That was funny.
That was great.
And I was telling these guys, if you could do a movie with Dookie Flyswatter and Eddie Deason at the same time, that would be such huge 80s nostalgia that everybody would want to see it.
Probably expensive, but worth it.
Worth it.
Yeah. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. I loved Dookie in it. I love Dookie in it. This sounds so weird to say.
Only
Michael.
We all love Dookie.
Only on Blue Cheese would that be.
There you go.
Maybe. Trust me, we might have said it worse on Indie Film Cafe.
I
know. Yeah. So I love Linnea. I love.
She was gorgeous.
Brink, Michelle. I mean, all three of those Nightmare sisters were not a nightmare to me until they bit the dicks off. But
even when they were all nerded out, they were absolutely adorable.
I would date any one of those chicks.
Sure.
Hands down, even as nerds. Even with Linnea with the buck teeth, she still looked cute.
White hot, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and
so adorable. And then when she was singing off key, that was so cute.
And the funniest thing is, like, they try to make Michelle fatter.
I know.
And you noticed that with, like, the mouth, they put, like,
cotton balls or something
in her mouth.
She had sort of a walk with everything with the suit.
Yeah, she kind of looked like a hunchback a
Right.
little bit. And that was kind of the point. And I love that. Like, I love movies where the people kind of transform into something else or whatever. I don't know why, but it's just always kind of
And it was nice that they had roles where they weren't just kind of hanging around looking hot. That they actually could do stuff. And they were really, really good. And that's my favorite part of the film.
I will say that the 80s was very good with women. You know,
Sure.
like, they treated women very well. I don't know when it really became bad, because all of a sudden, like 90s and 2000s, I think, is when, like, women kind of got pushed aside and, you know, treated badly again and stuff. But they're coming around again. Don't worry.
We'll see. I mean, we'd certainly love to see more from those particular ladies. They're like the troika of 80s scream queens and horror chicks. I mean,
if I'm correct
amazing.
to saying this, but they are making a sequel to Sorority Babes. And I think David Dakota is co-directing with Brink, if I'm correct.
Okay.
So that would be cool, because I think Brink died in that movie or something.
Oh.
You know, I'm glad. Well,
that could be done.
We'll have to get her back on the show on Indie Film Cafe Spotlight.
yeah, you're mad that I interviewed her. You didn't get a chance to chat with her. But
Killing me.
also,
You're killing me, Smalls.
but you're also happy. I mean, you also want to do it now that you've seen this movie.
Absolutely.
So you can chat about. Maybe you got to watch more Brink Stevens movies.
I mean, I've seen a bunch. It's just that most of them were back in the day. I haven't seen this movie since I rented it back in probably like 88 or 89. So
I think that was right. And this one fit right with the craze of the straight-to-video stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That really started to kick into high gear in the mid to late 80s. And,
yeah, this is one of those movies that was in a bunch of mom and pop video stores on the corner. It may not have been in Blockbuster, but the mom and pop places had them.
Yeah, I don't know if this is R or it's R at
Movie
least.
scene had it.
Yeah, if it's beyond R, but I think it's probably R. And I mean, but yeah, it was.
Well, it's probably unrated for that cut that we watched.
Probably.
You know, but let's see. Did it say R? Does it say rated?
Yeah, but even so, it's definitely people that seek out those type of movies are going to probably really enjoy it, and the ones that if you're going in expecting some artistic, dramatic endeavor, then it's obviously not what you're looking for.
This whole movie is about being silly, about being fun, about being sexy, and you know, it pretty much covers all the bases. You know, you can't beat that.
Yeah, when you go into a movie and you're going with expectations for a certain thing, and I mean, and it either lives up to or doesn't. That's what you have to play by those rules, and this definitely set its own rules, and it succeeded.
And I like the Vinegar Syndrome. I mean, they always put out good products, but you know, this has the Up All Night version, like you said, but it also has commentary, and it's got a blooper reel.
With David Dakota and Linnea Quigley do the commentary,
right?
Which they did. I have 3 ones that they did together. One is got double disc, two Blu-rays, and then this one, and all of them are David and Linnea doing
awesome.
commentary. So I mean, they really love this stuff. You know,
Love to get Linnea on the show as well. Love to talk with her.
Yeah, she seems like a sweetheart.
Especially because she also did a lot of work with Donald G. Jackson, and you know, it's just, you know, she's been involved with all of my favorite directors. So
I know.
You gotta love that.
Yeah, it's you got a lot to talk about. You
Absolutely,
got a lot to ask.
lots to talk about, and I had a crush on her and Brink Stevens forever since the '80s. So
well, you know, all of them, you know, Michelle Bauer, all of them are just fucking phenomenal in this movie. Just they knocked it out of the park, and so we can't say enough about them. And the guys, you know, the guys were great. I thought they were, you know, they weren't just like there to be killed.
They weren't the best actors, especially the preppy guys. But
oh, the preppy guys were just so goofy though. I loved it. Like I absolutely adored that they were just like, these are the people that you kind of wanted them to die.
And it's funny because it's a very small cast, really, when you think about it. It's just, you know, a few people, and you know, having Dookie in there, and having the other guy's name I forget, the old guy.
Yeah, and then you had the lady at the beginning too, the other lady. So, I mean, maybe 10 people.
And you know, they take advantage of the fact that
10
there's
people, yeah.
not a lot of scene changes. I think we noticed the camera did not change angles very often.
Yeah, the nerdy scene with them when they pulled that had to go probably close to 10 minutes. It would
Yeah.
seem, and they didn't change.
You could see that the money that was spent was later on when they had the weird little scenes where the succubi were dragging them into their little weird themed rooms with like garbage and stuff.
I love the theme rooms. I love like the jungle and
Right.
what was Brink's room? It was just like this like collected shit or
Like
something.
Giant
Antique
lollipops
shit,
on the
yeah.
walls.
And then she turned into a dominatrix.
Yeah, that whole
That was her own
underage.
that was her own outfit, by the way.
That sort of underage thing that she did there was a little sketchy.
Oh, when she's pretending to be a kid.
Yeah.
What? That was kind of creepy.
Well, you know, I mean, 80s you could do that. You can't do that now.
Well, that's
I mean, but it wasn't really. Like, it's just.
I know it's a demon, but still.
But it fits into the whole thing of this movie couldn't be done in any shape the way it is. I mean, they could take the general idea, but
I mean,
how many movies?
You could do it, but an indie group would have to do it. Hollywood wouldn't touch
Yeah.
this with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
Well, right, but like, yeah, no Hollywood would ever touch this. Period. Like, anyway.
No.
This is not. But this isn't that. This wasn't made for
But
Hollywood.
David Duchovny certainly does and has and will. So thank you very much. We appreciate that. So I guess it's right about time.
Oh wait, real quick though, I want to just note that there was a Creepazoids poster
Yes.
in the nerd's bedroom, nerd guy bedroom, and I thought that was just the coolest like little touch. Like
Right.
stuff like that just made me happy.
And seeing that was good, but then on the opposite side, on the 80s, you had the Confederate flag. So
Right,
it's like,
right.
So product of the times.
Yeah.
But yeah, seeing that Creepazoids poster was kind of cool.
I wanted to leave it at that, but he had to make it all like, you know.
Well, I mean,
Depressing.
The thing is movies are a product of their time, and you have
Sure.
to watch through the lens of the time that it was made.
That's true.
Context. It's all about context.
Then you can sort of make judgments from that.
But I think it's right about that time when we can start judging our film. Now here at Blue
Rating.
Cheese, yep,
Judging.
we can figure out if we like the movie. We say it's either Gouda, just cheddar, or if it's stinky blue cheese.
Explain the points.
So if it's Gouda, you're getting 10 points. If it's just cheddar, you're getting 5. And if it's a stinky blue cheese horrible movie, you're getting -10.
No, and then you add them all up,
Add
and
them
then
all
we
up.
choose what you decide.
At the end of the season, we'll see what the scores are. So, without talking about it, everybody sort of do your own scoring here, and then I'll count to 3, and we will put up our choice.
No
You
peek.
guys ready?
All right.
And a 1, and a 2, and score.
Uh,
Oh, did we all go for Gouda?
yes.
We did. There
It's
you
got a 30,
go.
wow.
I think this is our first 30.
I think so.
I was like this for a little while, and then it was just like, no.
Very
Gouda.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
I like it because this is kind of like the anti, stinkathon for Indie Film Cafe, where 30 is.
Yeah, 30 means that.
It's really terrible.
It's really terrible.
I
This
mean,
way. It's,
this is stinky movie too, but it was just a lot of fun. you
well,
know?
and this is exactly what Blue Cheese is about.
Yes.
Yes. This is the epitome of what a good blue cheese movie is.
Mhm.
It's a movie that's cheesy, but fun and
Right.
enjoyable.
Right.
And even when you're cringing or you're thinking, oh my God, you're just like, oh my God, this is just great.
I mean,
Because
remember, we started off with Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which is also another movie that was
that didn't get a
perfect for
good,
this.
that didn't get a perfect score.
I think it came very, very close.
Was there 2 or 3 people that reviewed it?
3 people.
Three.
Yeah.
So probably 2 and 1 at least, I would think would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look. If it didn't get a perfect score, it came very, very close.
Well, that would fit this.
Yeah, exactly. And it was the
exactly.
first one to kind of do it.
Right. Well, these 80s movies are kind of perfect for this show. So, but I didn't want to just do 80s film because we already
We did
have
do a
one.
couple already,
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
do want to do other ones too. We got a few more to choose from for the rest of the season.
Fortunately, the 80s were a very fertile ground for this kind of film, and they're all starting to come out in Blu-ray. So keep your eyes peeled for more
Stinky
blue,
Blu-ray,
yeah, for blue cheese, because we're going to put them out there.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all very much. Thanks you guys for coming onto the show.
Well, thank you, Joe,
Absolutely.
for definitely for coming, because me and Paul do this a lot, but
Absolutely.
we're very happy to have you on
Just
board.
Jen has been hiding, but we'll get her back at some point.
She's busy,
I
you know.
know.
It's that time of the year
That time
for
of the year.
everybody. So So, you know, we kind of expected it.
But thank you all for joining us, and please join us next time on the next episode of Blue Cheese.
Bye.
Bye.